Looking for hidden gems you probably missed on Crunchyroll. Here are 15 underrated anime that deserve way more attention. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human. Set in a world locked in war between humans and demons, this anime flips the usual formula, showing the story from inside the Demon Lord's army. Magic and military tactics go hand in hand as one of the most powerful spellcasters rises through the ranks, hiding a massive secret that could change everything. The pacing is quick, jumping straight into the conflict and world tension. It balances magic battles with themes of loyalty, discrimination, and identity. The overall vibe is gritty, dark fantasy. Perfect if you like war-focused anime with high stakes and magical firepower. Teogonia. This gritty dark fantasy drops you into a brutal world where humans and demi-human tribes are locked in endless war. What starts as a small-town fight to protect one village turns into something much deeper when the protagonist awakens buried memories of an advanced past life. The pacing is intense and direct, with each battle carrying weight and emotional stakes. Expect earthy medieval visuals, tribal cultures, and magic-tinged political intrigue. The vibe is somber and serious, perfect for viewers craving fantasy that's grounded, character-driven, and full of mystery. The wrong way to use healing magic. This isekai doesn't follow the usual hero's path. Instead of being gifted combat power, the main character is thrown into grueling battlefield support, using healing magic not just to restore, but to survive extreme physical training and frontline warfare. The pacing starts light with a bit of comedy, but it quickly builds into intense magical combat and emotional moments. The world feels grounded, filled with harsh military realities, magic systems, and shifting political tensions. It gives off underdog energy mixed with serious grit, perfect for fans who want a fresh, unpolished take on the fantasy healer role. The Ossan Newbie adventurer, trained to death by the most powerful party, became invincible. Don't let the title fool you. This isn't a typical teenage hero show. At 30, Rick Gladiator starts as a low-ranked adventurer, but surprises everyone after brutal training by an elite party. He's physically overpowering, hilariously unaware of his strength, and unintentionally OP. Pacing hits fast. Intensity, laughs, and magical combat stack quickly as Rick tackles dragons, tournaments, and a growing reputation. It blends adventure fantasy, comedy, and heartwarming underdog moments, and it's got just enough fight scenes to keep you hooked. Think of it as a feel-good, midlife hero story with explosive action and charm. Tsukimichi, moonlit fantasy. In a world where summoned heroes are usually praised, this one gets rejected before he even begins. Cast aside by the goddess, he's left to survive in a hostile world filled with dragons, demi-humans, and chaotic magic. But what starts as a humiliation turns into an overpowered journey of self-reinvention. The pacing is quick and balanced, moving between absurd comedy, heavy battles, and layered world-building. The setting feels vast and dangerous, with powerful factions constantly shifting. It gives off a mix of dry humor, underdog revenge, and serious magical warfare. Perfect for viewers tired of the same old isekai formula. Kaiju No. 8. In a world where kaiju attacks are routine and humanity's defenses grow more advanced, one man finds himself caught between both sides, as both soldier and monster. This anime dives headfirst into large-scale urban destruction, elite military operations, and monstrous transformations. Pacing keeps momentum with frequent battles, internal struggle, and tactical squad movements. The world feels futuristic but grounded, balancing sci-fi tech with horror-fueled creature design. It gives off intense action shonen vibes, but with a slightly older protagonist, it hits differently, more desperate, more self-aware, and more emotionally charged. Radiant. In a world where monstrous beings called Nemesis rain down from the skies, society blames magic wielders called sorcerers for their arrival. The story follows a young boy determined to break that cycle of hatred and uncover the truth about Radiant, the mythical source of these beasts. While the pacing starts slow, the series evolves into a layered fantasy adventure with magic battles, political tension, and discrimination themes. The world is vibrant and imaginative, packed with floating islands and monster-infested lands. It gives off a hopeful, adventurous vibe, ideal for fans of classic shounen stories with heart, mystery, and magic. Blue Exorcist. In a world where demons slip into human society, a teenager discovers he's the son of Satan, and swears to defy his fate by training as an exorcist. This anime blends supernatural action with emotional storytelling as exorcists battle demonic forces using magical weapons, summoning rituals, and ancient rites. While the early pacing leans into school-life scenes, later arcs dive into darker mysteries and intense battles with stronger visuals. The world feels spiritually charged and steeped in holy warfare, giving it a brooding, mythic vibe. Perfect for fans of dark fantasy with layered characters and demon-slaying intensity. Failure frame. I became the strongest and annihilated everything with low-level spells. Thrown away as worthless by his own classmates, a boy is left to die in a cursed dungeon after receiving what appears to be a useless skill. But instead of giving up, he turns status effects like paralysis into deadly weapons, crushing monsters and humans alike with brutal efficiency. The world is dark, cruel, and unforgiving, and his path is one of cold revenge and calculated violence. This anime mixes blood-soaked dungeon survival with a slow-burn power climb, wrapped in grim fantasy and strategic fights. It's perfect for fans of twisted isekai and raw vengeance arcs. Onmyō Kaiten, Rebirth Verse. When a street delinquent starts having strange dreams about a girl in danger, he's suddenly transported into a parallel world twisted by ancient magic. Trapped in a supernatural Heian-era city filled with demons and onmyoji, he must master arcane techniques to fight monstrous forces known as the Black Mist. This anime blends modern attitude with classical mythology, wrapped in sharp visuals and a haunting atmosphere. Still in its early episodes, it shows strong potential with fluid animation and layered world building. If you're into dark fantasy with mystery and stylish exorcist battles, keep your eye on this one. Our Last Crusade, or the Rise of a New World. In a world split between advanced technology and ancient magic, two superpowers are locked in endless war. But when a top swordsman from the Empire crosses paths with a powerful witch from the enemy nation, a quiet bond begins to form, one that could shake both sides. This anime mixes sword fights, magic duels, and airship warfare with a forbidden romance that raises the stakes of every encounter. While the setup feels familiar, the pacing is tight, and the world feels rich with conflict. If you like star-crossed fighters, explosive battles, and political fantasy, this one's a hidden gem. Log Horizon. When thousands of players suddenly find themselves trapped in an MMORPG, survival becomes the least of their concerns. Instead of mindless battles, this anime explores strategy, political intrigue, and large-scale raids where victory comes through tactics, not brute force. Every ability, buff, and formation is used like real-time chess, creating tension-filled encounters that reward planning over flash. The pacing is rich with world building, from crafting laws to forming guild alliances. It's a slow-burn fantasy that builds an entire civilization within a game world. Underrated and often overlooked, this isekai is one of the smartest of its kind. Samurai Champloo. This anime drops you into a reimagined Edo-era Japan where old-world tradition clashes with modern street culture. It's a world filled with feudal towns, criminal lords, and back-alley tension, but all presented with graffiti cuts, scratch beats, and breakdance editing. The pacing is unpredictable. It swings from high-speed duels and sudden violence to slow, silent episodes that feel like drifting through a forgotten road. The world feels lawless and unfiltered, grounded in old Japan but stylized with raw attitude. It doesn't follow a clean arc. Every episode lives on its own, building a larger vibe instead of a linear story. That vibe is chaotic, grimy, stylish, and rhythmic, like a street mixtape wrapped in a samurai jacket. Black Butler. This anime unfolds in a grim, gothic version of Victorian England, filled with corruption, cults, and unholy contracts hiding beneath polished manners and noble titles. The world is layered with supernatural rules, secret organizations, and aristocratic power plays that blend elegance with horror. The pacing leans slow to medium, with long investigations, layered schemes, and bursts of violence when control slips. It's a setting that feels cold, regal, and cursed, where high society bleeds in silence behind velvet curtains. The overall vibe is refined but eerie, mixing dark fantasy, murder mystery, and gothic decadence into one slow-burning, sinister world. Wistoria, Wand and Sword. Set in a towering magic academy where strength is measured by arcane mastery, this anime flips the rules by following someone who can't use magic at all. The world is built on a strict hierarchy where spellcasters dominate and swordplay is considered primitive. Pacing is fast and consistent, with regular trials, exams, and sudden fights that force tactical growth. The environment feels isolated, harsh, and judgmental, where every student is pushed toward greatness or failure. Its vibe is intense and focused, an underdog story wrapped in pressure, resistance, and grit, where raw determination cuts through elitist rules and supernatural power. That's it for now. If you've made it this far, then you've probably just added a few underrated gems to your watch list. Let me know in the comments which one you're watching first, or if I missed something that deserves a spot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next deep dive.